Okay, hello again, this is Alex. Since I had my bond out, I thought I'd make a video for the beginners out there, or anyone who wants to watch, how to set up the bond. Now, the very first things you'll need to set up is obviously the bed and your two clamps. And what you want to do is go to one end of the machine and find a hole. See, there's a hole there, and underneath there is a metal bar running all the way across the bond, and you want to take this clamp and pull the bond to the edge of the table so it's lined up, and take this clamp and slot it into that hole and push it all the way in. So when you lift the machine back up, you'll see that the clamp has gone through the front of the machine and underneath that metal bar running all the way across, and that is very important. So I'll push the bed back, line these plastic pieces up against the edge, and just tighten the wing nuts under the clamps. Don't tighten them too much because you can strain the machine by tipping it forward. Put the next clamp in the other hole on the opposite side of the machine. Again, you can check by pulling the machine forward a bit and checking it's underneath, which it is. And again, push it back and tighten the wing nuts under the clamps. Now the machine is basically set up now. Just check that the bed is aligned flush with the edge of the table. The next thing you want to do is to bring the needles into position to begin knitting. So take your green cards I've just selected 2 for now, and you'll find the centre of your machine, and that is marked with a 0. You can't see that, but there is a 0 because these are marked in increments of 5 all the way along. So once you've found 0, bring as many needles with these cards as you want to forward. I am going to select 40 and put the cards behind the needles to keep them rigid. There is the 20, so you want 20 needles to the left of 0, and you want to also take 20 needles to the right of 0, and that goes for any amount of needles you want to use. Just put these cards behind them. Next you will take your elastic hem, your black hem, and you'll find a hole in the middle. Oh, that's wonderful, the light's shining through. And you want to line that hole in the hem, this strip here, with the centre of the machine. You will find the 0, and you will come down, and this is the centre. And you want to take the hem and line that dot up with the centre needle and lay the hem on top of the needle bed. Now you can check your latches are open. You can use, if you have an old credit card that you no longer need, you can take a credit card and just run it along like that into the latches, and it will open them. See, that's what the hooks look like closed, and the credit card will just open them. You can use the transfer tool if you want to. So once you've opened all the needle hooks, you take a piece of elastic thread, which I should have pre-cut because I've only got one hand. So if the camera shakes, I am sorry. Bear with me. There we go. So take your elastic thread, providing it's long enough, and just lay it into the open latches like that. Like I said, it should have been longer. Just make sure you have about 2 or 3 inches on each side. And then take the clips and clip each side of the elastic like that. And I will have to hold the camera and the clip, otherwise it will crash to the floor. So once you have put the clips on, it should look like this. And then you just fold the hem over the elastic thread like this, making sure that these plastic strips are between the needles and not resting on any of them. You can check that by just slightly pulling down on the hem. So once that's folded over, you just push the hem back against the needle bed. You remove these cards and you'll push these needles back to forward working position. If you don't know where forward working position is, it is there. The hooks of the needles here are just resting on that on the elastic, and the elastic is now behind the latches. If you're struggling with that, you can use the yellow card if you want to and push them back against that, but I don't usually use that, so I'm just going to push the rest back by hand. There you go. So that's what it'll look like when it's in forward working position. Next, you will take your carriage, that if it isn't assembled will look like this, and you put it on the machine by hooking it over the back rail first and then dropping it down, and it should move freely. And then you take the fabric guide and attach that. There is a slot in there, just there, and there's also a groove here, and that is on either side, and you just need to slot the fabric guide into the slot on each side of the machine, which is nigh on impossible to do with one hand. So bear with me. There we go. See, it's in the slot and it's running through that groove. Now, you will have some practice yarn. Like I said, this is just a double knit. So you'll just find the middle, because it's easier that way. You'll just pull out several lengths and leave the ball on the floor or behind the table. I can find the end. There we go. Right. Now, you can check with your instructions what key plate you need. In this instance, I will need key plate number 2. So you just slip that into there, like that, under those 2 pips at the back. Then you place your handle on top. You thread your carriage by bringing it through the slot in the handle, down through the eye of the carriage and round to the back of the fabric guide. You line the carriage up with the first needle and just push it across. Simple as that. To return, pull the slack back with one hand while pushing it with the other if you had 2 hands. When it's over the first needle, you just continue knitting. And it's as simple as that. And you just carry on doing that until you've got the length you need, or till your shaping starts. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.